Hey, what's up, guys? It is the Wannabe Heel along here with a member of the squad, Thomas, better known as Anti Wrestling Fan on Instagram. What's up, Thomas?
aka Yellow Wolf.
AKA Yellow Wolf. Oh man, second installment of my podcast is going to be lot more messy than the first one because I don't know how this is going to be all over the map with jokes and a lot more cutting edge than the first one. So you want to just
Mm-hmm.
jump into what we were talking about before? Money in the Bank, Edge.
Yup.
I
I mean,
think you have the floor. Go ahead.
to be quite honest, I I would really appreciate Wade winning, but of course they are not going to do it. Like we talked about, Reigns is probably going to win, which doesn't make sense at all. And I don't understand half of the people that are in the Money in the Bank ladder match. To be honest, I
Yeah,
mean, why is Ziggler in there? Just to be in there?
I think I mean this year they're going with, hey, we're gonna make the winner obvious, and everyone else is just kind of in here because they've been a champion before. I don't understand it. I understand Kofi only because it's the entertainment value. He always does something cool, but
The Spot Fest.
yeah, the Spot Fest. But Ziggler, Reigns is in the main event picture. Like we've both made
Mm,
that quite obvious. Orton's in the main event picture. Uh, who else is even in the match?
I have
I
no fucking idea. Wait, let me grab my phone. I'm gonna watch right now because I think 8 people are going to be in it, right?
right.
8 people.
You get
With
what were you saying?
us. It's kind of sounds like a great match or something. But if they're gonna make the winner so obvious, it's gonna take away from the match itself.
Right, like last year, no, I would say I would dare to say no one expected Rollins to win. It's
I didn't.
Yeah, he was the last person. I expected Ambrose. You know, I
Me too.
I was pulling for Ambrose and because it was still I addressed this a little earlier on my page. I didn't think Rollins was ready. I didn't think Rollins was I didn't see that he needed the help to win the briefcase to get him over, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but Ambrose and Reigns were going to be over regardless. Rollins needed, he needed the push and the help from the authority because all we knew about Rollins was, hey, he's a good wrestler. I don't think many people appreciated the character.
Yep. I just saw the picture. So Neville and Sheamus are going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match as well.
Why, though? It's, again, why?
Why Neville? Why Neville?
We all know Neville's
Because
not
he
going
can
to.
fly?
He's a mid Carter right now, and he's had nothing to do with the main event picture. And I get that it's supposed to be about mid Carters, but you can't. The mix of mid Carter and main eventer is just unbalanced right now. Like it's like
Doesn't make sense at all.
no, no, like in years previous, it's just made more sense where it's been all mid Carters or a great mix of guys that you think he's ready for the main event card, but this
Mm.
year I question what they're doing.
Yeah, or they had that All-Star Money in the Bank ladder match. Do you remember
That was the one with
that
that Cena one, wasn't
with?
it? Or am I
Yep, I
okay?
think it was Cena. I'm not sure, but if they sell it as an All-Star match, you're able to tell like, oh, okay, this is filled with All-Stars. We have really no idea who's going to win. It's like filling it with a bunch of mid-carders. It gives the same effect, like everyone could win. But now it's just so blatantly obvious. It's between Reigns and Orton, and
Yeah,
both of them shouldn't win.
even if they put a guy like Barrett, if he still manages to get in, or they, I see them filling the spot with someone stupid like Kane, and not to say that Kane shouldn't be in the match. I'm not even going to say not that he shouldn't be in the match. You know why? why Kane or the Big Show? Big Show's got a match already. I'm assuming. I'm assuming he's facing Ryback.
Oh, don't talk about the Big Show, please.
Hey,
Oh,
he's a Hall of
you had
Famer,
no
man.
idea how mad I was.
He's a Hall of
Fuck Big
Famer.
Show.
He's a Hall of Famer, and
Fuck.
why not, man? Why not?
Well, of course. I mean, he will be in the Hall of Fame, and he deserves to, based off his career and everything. But dear Lord, I mean, you saw Raw just like I did, right?
Yeah.
And you know that I'm a Miz Mark, so
Oh.
he just comes in, KO punches Miz, then they set up a feud between him and Ryback,
I don't
like
know if you.
both guys that I hate the most.
I don't know if you saw the post. I think it was IWC Dweeb that posted it, but it was like a slow mo replay, and he completely missed the Miz. It wasn't even like a graze.
Yep,
It may
I
have been
saw
like a
it.
grazing blow to the chest or something, but he completely missed him. It was
And you
hilarious.
saw Miz's face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man,
shit.
I don't know why that match, everything just didn't make sense. It was like, Ryback's defending the title the night after he got it. He's not defending it against anybody that was in the Elimination Chamber. Okay, he's defending it
Yeah,
against Miz.
just a Miz
That's
randomly.
that I guess that's fine or whatever. And then Big Show's music hits, and I'm completely and utterly confused. I have no idea what's going on.
uh,
He goes like he's about to fight Ryback, and at that point, I'm like, he's gonna attack the Miz. I guess that's a face turn, and
mm,
it wasn't even. I don't
I don't even
understand.
know what Big Show is. Heel, face? What is he supposed to be?
Hayes, I guess he's in between heel and face.
He's Michael Hayes.
I guess so. Yeah, he's a confusing
They
story.
don't know how to book him. That's the thing, Like, having Big Show on TV is one thing, but then not knowing what to do with him is the other thing. Basically, they're just wasting our time and time that could have been spent on giving divas a chance, because otherwise those little girls are gonna cry about it.
The Give Divas a Chance
Uh,
movement hasn't even. It didn't do anything. And
didn't do shit.
no, nothing at all. It went
Yeah.
from like, oh yeah, we've acknowledged the hashtag, and we're gonna do something about it. It's gonna be great, and cotton candy and wonderful, and rainbows and unicorns, and they gave them a little
Yeah.
bit more of a spotlight, and then they have a 4 minute triple threat, terrible, whatever, 7 minutes. I think I was corrected on that one by
Botch fest.
I went to the bathroom and missed the entire match, and it wasn't even on purpose. I was excited because I thought Nikki was gonna lose. I thought Nikki was gonna lose, and I was like, okay, this is something I want to see, whether it be to Paige or Naomi. I just want the title off Nikki because I can't stomach the Bellas. But I went to the bathroom, and in the middle of using the bathroom, I hear ding ding ding. Here's your, and I was like, oh man, I missed the match. At least, hopefully, Nikki didn't win, and she did. She did, and disappointing, really disappointing.
Jesus. First of all, that match gave me cancer. First of all, then second of all, it was a straight up botch fest, so it kind of made me laugh, to be quite honest. And the funniest part about it is, you should thank your body, for telling you to go to the toilet right then, because you didn't miss anything. Anything. It was straight up horse shit. I hated it, and I'm no guy to bash the divas, based off them being divas or stuff like that. It's just we went from 5 minute boring matches that don't have any meaning to 20 minute boring matches that don't have any meaning.
Right.
That's not giving divas a chance. That's wasting our time.
Like I
It
said,
doesn't make sense. I mean, if you want to make the divas title and the divas interesting, have them do some fucking interesting shit, like more promos. That SmackDown promo between Naomi and Paige was awesome, but they couldn't do shit like that, right?
right? Yeah.
I
You know.
don't get it.
I I watched or not watched. I don't. Hold on a second. My brain just completely went. Uh, you were right. I am an old person. um.
You thought about Yellow Wolf.
Oh
Oh
God.
shit.
Oh. While I'm trying to remember,
You
hey, if
know
you're
what?
not already, I don't know why you wouldn't be
I'm just
because the
going to
links.
rant about some.
Go ahead. Go for it.
All right. You know what really fucking pisses me off?
Everything.
Like
Everything, Thomas.
besides botched divas matches that don't make yeah, everything pisses me off to be honest. It keeps me healthy to be honest. Um, I don't know. I hate fangirls with a passion, dear Lord.
I do
You
too.
know, I'm a Rollins fan. I actually like Ambrose. You know, I have no problem with him whatsoever. But the thing is, his following, just like CM Punk, it's his following that pisses me off.
Oh
And
yeah.
how they were, they were so crying and complaining and bitching about the decision. Well, Dean should be champ. Shut the fuck up. You ever heard of a disqualification? And that Rollins is still champ because of it? Are you
I'm
dumb or something?
I'm gonna I'm gonna take the floor right
Uh,
here.
fucking hate it.
It the rule is for anyone that doesn't understand the rule at this point still, and if you don't, you should just give up because they have gone on with the story and Ambrose is getting a rematch, which the ref's decision really doesn't matter unless they both come down with the title or something, which
Mm-hmm.
is just no. But the ref's decision, the original ref's decision, the ref that is assigned to the match, his decision is final unless he's rendered unconscious and cannot make a call. That is the rule. And the ref, obviously, he was hurt and rolled out of the ring, but he was able to make a call at the end of the match. Pretty obvious that Rollins intentionally, pushed the ref or used him as a human shield. So, obvious disqualification.
Yep.
And Ambrose will get his. Ambrose will get his title reign. They'll all get their title reigns. No need to worry about Stone Cold booked Ambrose. Ambrose 316 says I just stole your title. No need to worry about him. He's fine. Oh
Oh
God.
shit. That's a good segue to be honest. I wanted to talk about Austin anyway. Like, I don't understand how people can believe that Austin actually will have a match because he does this like every 3 months. He teases a match and then still decides to sit on his ass and do nothing. Thankfully,
Well, I mean, if you think about it in
dear
all
Lord,
actuality,
I don't want to. I don't want to see an Austin match.
if you think about it in all actuality, while I mean I'd enjoy him being in the ring again, I guess, if it was against the right person, but you got to think about the fact that Lesnar throws you around the ring like you're a baby doll, and that Stone Cold has the neck of a 90-year-old man. So he could very quickly go from being Stone Cold Steve Austin to Stone Cold paraplegic. And that's just not something, no one wants to see that. Oh,
Oh
man.
shit. And people say I'm the fucked up part of the squad. You're much worse than me.
Oh, man.
Oh shit.
I like
Uh,
Austin. It's,
well, but that's a good one. Like, let's be honest. Who would you put Austin up against if he would have one more match?
um, Bradshaw? No, Bradshaw's just about as bad. If he hits him with the clothesline from hell, anywhere near the neck, that's another case of Stone Cold paraplegic. Maybe Taker. Maybe. Taker's
Yeah,
really safe with the way he does the tombstone. If he had to perform it. They're both from
I could
Texas.
see that.
Yeah, they're both from Texas, so. And, it's something you've never gotten to see at WrestleMania, and
Yeah, everybody's from Texas.
it'd be a send off for both of them. They ride into the sunset.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But to be honest, Undertaker isn't the safest worker. I mean, I remember Undertaker breaking Shawn's back, and this guy is like, I don't understand. Like, what is people's obsession with having old people wrestle again, and then they just watch how the present becomes the past, and then they act like if they've been invested all the time, although they weren't.
Right.
Everybody's so nostalgic nowadays. I don't even miss Lesnar, to be honest.
I miss
I
Lesnar,
would do
but
without Lesnar right now.
yeah, it's the company's good right now and all. I miss Lesnar, but it's not like I'm torn up over it. And I get if Lesnar's like your favorite or something, but the
Exactly.
company's flourishing right now. The Usos are out, and the tag team division's great. Uh, the mid card's doing great with Cena defending the title almost every week, the U.S. title. Everything's doing great right now, and there's no whiff of
Mhm.
Brock Lesnar. But I did hear that they're bringing him back a month early. They're bringing him back this month only because the ratings were they were really bad for the last episode of Raw, not this one, but last week's, and they were like the worst ratings they've received since the mid '90s,
Mhm.
which isn't good. That's bad.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that. I think my uncle
I don't
told me
even
that
remember
yesterday.
what happened on Raw last week.
Neither do I. I don't think I watched much of it though. I think I was out and about with people. Um, yeah, I don't remember anything that happened on Raw. It's.
uh.
I don't think I watched SmackDown. I'd never
Mhm.
really do though. I'm spotty with SmackDown. I'll watch it for a few weeks, and then I'll not watch it for 2, 3 months. But
This is like me with NXT, to be honest.
let's not get started on NXT. I can rant all day long about NXT,
Oh,
but
yeah, right. Mhm. See, that's the thing. Half of the WWE fans demand certain stuff from WWE
yeah,
that they can easily watch in other promotions, like the indies and stuff like that.
right,
And then they complain, we want more wrestling. Then they get more wrestling, and then they complain about, well, the match was good, but it didn't make any sense. I mean, why are we supposed to care? Like, shut the fuck up. If you want to see good wrestling, watch the indies. If you want to see entertainment, watch WWE.
right. Like
That's the thing. I mean, it isn't like the product changed overnight.
no, one thing that
WWE has always been that way.
right,
Entertainment over sports.
right, and one thing that you can rant for a second, or you just sit in silence. Um, uh, geez, I keep losing my train of thought. I really, really am an old person. Ah, man, 19 with the brain of a 90-year-old man.
Yeah, like me.
Uh, yeah, like this
Yep,
Sunday,
like
the
Austin.
e- Elimination Chamber, there was way more wrestling and way less talking throughout the entire show. I'd say, I don't. Was there like one promo cut during the show, besides Ryback maybe? If
I don't remember any.
yeah, I
I don't
think it was like
remember any.
pretty much straight wrestling all the way through, and people still found a way to complain about the crowd. It's it's the crowd. I mean, they if it's not one thing, it's
Uh,
the other thing. If it, if it's not if it's not your left foot
yeah, it's
that hurts, it's
always
your
the
right.
crowd,
It's
right?
oh, the crowd sucks. The crowd. Well, they paid for their ticket. They paid their own fucking fee to get in there. Why does it concern you? You know what they do, what they don't do.
Yeah.
Buy a
You
ticket,
can be the one making noise at home,
right? If
or
you
if you're not satisfied, then buy a ticket and go there and scream yourself.
right, get the crowd excited. Maybe you can be the one to get the crowd,
I
going.
just don't get
But
it sometimes.
there, this isn't like, and I dare to say it's mostly the indie fans that are, they're fans of certain indie promotions that are also fans of the WWE or whatever way you want to word that like the crowd reaction in the independent scenes, and that's I love the crowd reaction in the independent scenes. I love that they're able to throw streamers and the chants that they get going and everything. But WWE is a different ball game, so the crowds aren't always going to be that way. Some crowds are more vocal than the others. Like the Chicago crowd
Yeah.
is, they're always something. The UK crowd is typically off the chain. All of Europe mostly. Well,
Hmm.
that's kind of a double. Anyway,
Europe is tight. I
yeah.
mean,
um,
to be honest,
Philadelphia, because
look, I live near Zurich, right? So I go to the WWE events every time I can, and I'm the loudest motherfucker, like no joke. I remember going there 2009, and 17,000 people were booing the Straight Edge Society out of the building. Like I never heard something like this before. And I mean, did it make the show any better than a Raw with a dead crowd? No, it didn't. Who cares? Look at the wrestling. Shut up or scream yourself.
right. If you're not entertaining with the crowd, entertain yourself. Uh, uh, just get up and scream at the TV. There, that should do it till you're lightheaded. Do it till you pass out, so I don't have to
Exactly.
hear you bitch. Um, I
That
finally
solves
remember.
the problem. Just
I,
scream at your TV.
solves all the world's problems if you scream at your TV till you pass out. Um, damn it.
Yep.
I still can't remember what I wanted to say about the Divas, but that's kind of. Oh, yeah. I remember now. Something that would make the division interesting, and I've said this on my page before. If they had, the four divas that ever. Or women. I'm done calling them divas. Women from NXT, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bailey, and uh, Sasha Banks. If they had them debut on the main roster as a faction and just destroying everyone else. Kind of like how the I can't remember the team name, but
That would be so awesome.
Beth Phoenix and Natalia when they were destroying everyone, kind of like that thing, but not in tag matches. And then the split comes when they realize that there's only
Yeah.
one title, and maybe they bring back the women's championship that way. They find some way to work that into that because there's they need more than one title for all the talent they have. Something like that. That will catch people's eye. Let them do things that the males are doing because they can. It's not
Yeah.
like they can't. Um,
I would actually love to see that because the WWE is lacking, a big team anyways, Things like the Nexus, we didn't have anything, remotely to a destructive. And I kind of miss that, a group running rampant. And it would really make sense if it was, in the Divas division and they could make things interesting again. They could even bring, bring, I don't know, do Divas tag titles or something afterwards, just so this group can hold it and piss people off or something. That would be awesome.
one thing they would have to do though is change Sasha's gimmick a little bit because she kind of fits the mold of diva instead of, or maybe that's what they could roll with. They could be like, she's always trying to seize control of the group with Charlotte or something, like they're butting heads and stuff, and she turns out to, maybe they do a thing where it's like divas versus women, and Charlotte and Natalia are like the front runners for the women, and then there's like some shocking double cross, and Becky sides with, or not Becky, but Sasha sides with the divas, which is like Nikki Bella and Brie Bella led or whatever, something like that. And I'd say that storyline, given the the chance, or not the chance, give divas a chance. But given the opportunity to work, I'd say it'd work out better with AJ around.
Jesus.
I'd say it work out better with AJ around. Not to say that we need her around currently, but
Mm.
I feel that storyline would work with her
Uh,
around. Yeah. It's pretty much all I got on that one.
By the way, fuck AJ fangirls. Fuck them.
Yeah, I can't stand them. They are a thorn in my side. I
Dear
can't.
Lord. Besides Ambrose fangirls, there's a second word.
Ooh, I don't know. Bella fangirls, Paige fangirls, AJ, Ambrose. Reigns fans have disappeared. I don't see too many Reigns fangirls. It's all about Ambrose now. Um, who else has a
Yep,
really
all of a
annoying fan
sudden.
base? I think that's about it. Indie marks are pretty annoying too.
Uh,
When they're, you like what you like, and I'm not bashing
they're
you for
even
that.
worse.
Yeah, you like what you like, and I'm not bashing you for that. But I don't, I don't care to know how much the Indies are better than WWE. And when I say that WWE is better than the Indies, it's just to rib at people, just to piss people off. I don't personally believe that one company's better than, you know, better than another. I think all companies are good at different things, and their differences are what make them great. I don't care to bash anybody's, you know.
Yeah, that's why they have different crowds.
Right,
Different different things attract different crowds, and it
right.
only makes sense.
Like ECW crowds aren't the same as Ring of Honor crowds. They're two different companies. ECW is run more on the shocker extreme side. Ring of Honor's a little bit more technical with their wrestling. It's not just all about trying to run your opponent over with a fucking bulldozer. They don't. They two different crowds, two different things. Not to say you can't be fans of both, but there are some fans of Ring of Honor that probably weren't fans of ECW, and vice versa. You like what you like.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's the thing at the end of the day. I mean, like, if you like ROH, go ahead. I could care less. I'm not an indie guy at all. I only watch WWE. Am I going to diss ROH for having better wrestling, as they like to call it? No. You enjoy what you want to enjoy. Go ahead. It's your TV. Tune in to whatever you want to tune in. But don't try to compare shit that isn't even comparable.
right, like WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, and that's the entire entertainment. You know, it's different from wrestling. It's a show. It's pretty much like a TV show that entertains you by using wrestling. It's a wrestling company, but only at the bare minimum. Whereas the Ring of Honor is a show, it's a wrestling show that tries to entertain you with
Mm-hmm.
other aspects of the show as well as wrestling. That's pretty much. I kind of said the same thing in different ways, but it's pretty much the same thing. Um,
They get it. They get it. I mean, you know, you know what pisses me off? Like, while we're at it, there are certain people on Instagram that think they are holier than holy and know more than God about wrestling and bash other people for it. I mean, guys that say like, you can disagree with me, but if you disagree, you're wrong. Like, who the fuck are you? Shut the fuck up. I mean, if this guy doesn't agree with you, he might have his own reasons. And of course, people like that, people that say that, block other people afterwards if they can't come up with something, to say back. But who am I to judge?
I'm not even gonna follow up on that because that could turn into an entire new thing, and we would have a war outbreak on Instagram, and that's just not something I want to deal with right now. Although it probably would be fun. It'd be
Oh
fun, but
shit.
I don't know how long it would last without.
It would be.
Yeah, I mean, let's not name drop here. Let's just move on to something else. Who was one guy that left the company? already that you would have liked to have seen win Money in the Bank?
Oh, wait, who could I see winning Money in the Bank that isn't here anymore? Uh, fuck. Why didn't you give me a heads up on that? That's a good question.
I just wanted it to be out of the blue, man.
I don't know, John Morrison or something?
Yeah, Morrison. I like Morrison, but he personally didn't do a lot for me. And him holding the world, or maybe the world title, if it was like the brands were split still and there was the two separate titles. But I could never see him as a WWE champion, and that's just me personally. I'm not saying he didn't have what it takes. Maybe he's like Rollins, where he just needed he needed the little help to get him going character wise. But I didn't see a lot from him. I just thought he was some guy that looked like Jim Morrison because he was supposed to. Um, uh,
Oh shit.
if I had to say anyone though, I'd have to say McIntyre, Drew McIntyre.
Oh shit, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Fuck. I knew I forgot somebody. God damn it.
I mean, he was like the complete package already, and I always thought he was ready for the main event picture, but they just never put him there, and then he started losing all the time, and didn't he get like fired in the storyline by Teddy or something? He kept giving him chances to win, and he couldn't, and he got fired or something.
Yeah.
And then he reemerged.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then he reemerged as part of 3MB, and I always had hope like this group's gonna break up eventually, and McIntyre's gonna, he's gonna go on and be back to his old heel ways and win championships, and then he got released, and I was so upset that day. I didn't care about really anyone else that got released. I was so upset about McIntyre.
Yeah, me too. I really liked McIntyre. He was one of the main reasons I watched SmackDown, to be honest.
He was the first
The
heel.
chosen one.
He was the first heel that I was a fan of. I was just transitioning out of the liking nothing but baby faces, and I just found out wrestling's fake stage, because there was a short period of time where I stopped watching, and when I started watching again, I only started watching Raw, and when I started watching SmackDown, McIntyre just started getting, on TV more. I think he had a feud with R-Truth, and then one with Teddy, and I became like a real big fan of him in that time.
Mhm. I wish I could say the same thing about, supporting baby faces, but my first favorite wrestler ever was Chris Jericho, so uh, I'm not qualified.
Even though I liked baby faces, like we talked about earlier with when we, wrestle with friends and cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I supported baby faces and all, but I never wanted to be one when we wrestled. I always go like, well, I want to be the guy that's the asshole and stabbing people in the back. That babyface stuff is kind of easy. I want something to challenge me. I want to be a bad guy.
Mhm.
And it led
I
to the
wanted to be
asshole.
the baby face, but I couldn't.
I'm incapable of being nice. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I can't.
I really tried hard to be, babyface Jericho, but it didn't work out.
Babyface Jericho is fun, but heel Jericho is better.
Dear Lord, heel Jericho.
Just
It
so
just gave me flashbacks.
so annoying, and it just worked out so well.
Perfect, genius. Jericho was made to be a heel, to be honest. Dear Lord, he was genius.
Some people just don't know how to, well, play babyface sometimes. Like The Miz, he doesn't work as a babyface. He needs to stay heel.
Mm,
He,
exactly.
yeah, he's him as a babyface is just not something. And then there are some guys that can't do either, like Ryback. He's
Yeah.
he should just go around beating up everyone, face or heel.
Yeah, Goldberg.
Face or heel, just destroy everyone in your path. And I guess that'd be kind of a Goldberg thing, but it it's kind of an Austin thing too, which is what Goldberg kind of was supposed to be, anyway.
Mm.
But
The burial master in WCW.
until he met the real burial master, Kevin Nash.
Exactly. Oh
Somewhere,
shit.
somewhere right now, Kevin Nash heard his name on this podcast, stood up and tore his quad. Just want to clarify that.
Oh shit. Poor Kevin Nash.
Oh man, he's in the same boat with that guy from Tough Enough. He's gonna hear this. The guy that won Tough Enough last. I still can't remember his name, and I'm not even gonna look it up because that's just time that I can use other things for. But they're gonna hear this and be like, well, I have a problem with this wannabe heel guy now. I'm gonna go kick his ass.
Oh shit. By the way, speaking of tough enough, remember Maven?
Yeah, Maven. He eliminated Undertaker from the Royal Rumble one time. He was the hardcore champion, and that was about
Didn't
it.
he win the hardcore belt from The Undertaker?
He may have. That time's a bit fuzzy for me, but I just remember he was always like the protagonist to Undertaker, and he ended up beating him a few times or whatever. But
Now that's how you should send off Undertaker into retirement versus Maven at Mania 32.
I wonder where Maven is. Like,
I wonder myself, where the hell is Maven?
oh man, Mr. Personality, right? He was just oozing with it.
Damn right he was.
Maven, oh man. I don't have a problem with Maven though. I have a problem with that last guy that won only because he never showed up, and that's not really his problem. Like, that's not his fault. But
Mhm.
like, you got to do something to get noticed. You gotta. You
But
can't
let's
just.
be honest, did anybody who won Tough Enough do something good?
John Morrison did okay. I mean, he's probably the most successful winner.
Well, but if we were looking at people who were on Tough Enough, I mean the
Well,
biggest one
obviously
is
the Miz,
arguably the Miz.
the Miz, or there was one more that I can't remember right now that was on there. That definitely they were the two biggest ones. No, there's no question about it. But yeah, it's the Miz. Um,
Yeah.
Geez, I can't. It's really bugging me that I can't remember who the other person was. Ah, 90-year
Oh
old man
shit.
memory again. Um, Damn it. While there's a void in conversation, if you're not already following all the members of the squad, it's something you need to do. You're most likely following me if you're listening to this podcast. Follow Anti Wrestling Fan, Mr. Wrestling 101, WWE High Heel, Ambrose Nope, and Steffi Chu. Uh, she's a non wrestling page, but she's awesome and she's part of the squad, so follow her too.
Damn right she is.
She's arguably the funniest member. I think
She's arguably the nicest one.
I don't know. I think Ambrose Nope. I can't for the life of me remember his name right now, but he's pretty nice too. I mean, if you push him, then he can become an asshole. But he's pretty nice.
And who's the worst out of us?
It's a toss up between me and you. We're
Oh,
pretty bad.
I'm a bad man.
Oh, my coworkers hate when I play John Cena. Like they can't stand how bad he is at rapping. But it's not even that I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because it pisses them off.
Yeah, right. Cena gets a reaction out of everybody, whether he's rapping or wrestling.
Cena. Oh man, that one time, that's probably not a good thing to talk about. But yeah, one time I thought Cena was amazing at rapping, and then I realized what I thought, and I was like, oh, geez, I need to stop. This is not okay. um,
Oh shit! Nobody that says "I brush your mouth like Colgate" should be good. I mean, dear Lord, some of the corniest rhymes I have ever heard.
There's one.
Ever.
There's one. I can't remember what song it's on. He says, "You're like a proctologist. You're feeling my shit," and that's just absolutely terrible. Like,
Oh shit.
I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to
Uh,
mean, but it's just
oh
god awful.
shit.
God awful. Cena,
Cena.
you're
Cena is God.
Cena. You're good at what you do in the ring, and putting over young talent without
Well,
having them win. Uh, you're good at multiple things, but rapping is not one of them, and that's why the Doctor of Thugonomics should never, ever make a return. He he's even openly said that he hated that
I
character.
I'm gonna be honest. I would love it.
He's even openly
He
said that
hates it.
he said he hated playing that character because it's everything that he's not, but he had to do it to get noticed.
Ah, well, at least have a gimmick and have something that people can, hang on to and enjoy. It
Yeah,
kind of makes sense. But I
yeah.
really enjoyed it, to be honest.
It
I
was
loved it.
it was fun while it lasted, but it's one of those nostalgia things. You got to learn to let it go. You got to just you can't live on it
Yep.
forever.
hmm I mean, at least Cena is better than Yellow.
I like Yellow Wolf, man.
I love Yellow Wolf.
I think he's I think he's better than Vanilla Ice, but I don't think that's saying much.
Yeah, doesn't really take much to be better than Vanilla Ice.
I can spit a bar right now and be better than Vanilla Ice. I'm not going to because well, I can't. But but Vanilla Ice isn't that he's terrible. Absolutely awful.
You know what? Since you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Um, Cena, you're the only one with Nick who's never gonna get married. You'll end up like Stone Cold Steve Austin, kicked your ass buried. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Listen, keep close tabs on Thomas's page for his mixtape dropping this autumn. Autumn.
Damn right. It's called Yellow Wolf Stole My Rhymes, Volume One. Damn right.
Oh man, this is fun. This is fucking great. Um, what else is
I'm
there?
loving it.
What else is there to talk about? Shit. Let's try and stay on wrestling for the sake of people not getting
Let's
pissed off.
try.
Yeah, people are gonna they're gonna get this far and be like, what in the fuck are they doing? They're not even talking about wrestling. They're just having fun. But uh, shit. I probably should have had people. This was like impromptu. I was like, hey, I got Skype to work and I can record shit on Audacity using Skype now, so I want to record a podcast. It was all spur of the moment, so I didn't have anything lined up to talk about.
Uh,
So this is like a shoot podcast, I guess. Did you catch the
Shoot straight from the hip.
Stone Cold and Heyman podcast last night?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did I miss anything good?
I forgot about the major time zone difference. Well, I went to make some rice. I paused it. I started playing
Yep.
it and paused it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna enjoy some food with this podcast, and then I went to play it, and it played like 2 seconds of it, and then it fucking froze. And every time I tried to play it, it just would not play. So I tried watching it from my phone, but my phone would only let me pick up from where it was currently at, and I missed most of it. It What I saw was Stone Cold going, "Oh, Stone Cold's gonna take a trip down memory lane, and Paul Heyman's gonna explain it all to you." And it it was, I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't like I think he asked about Punk at one point, which I missed. Pretty much all I saw was the trip down memory lane and then the Lesnar thing. But I'd say watch it just for the sake of watching it, so you know what happened. But
Hmm.
I missed most
I'm
of
for
it
sure
too.
gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it while trying to get everything situated with this damn podcast because it takes forever to situate. I forgot I was supposed to do those Money in the Bank things too.
By the way, this is my very first podcast.
That didn't. You keep like breaking up and shit, and I've been able to ignore it at this point. But what did you say? This is your very first podcast?
Yup.
Sweet man, this is my second podcast, so you're not too far behind me. Yeah, you'll be
Catching up.
you'll be on more from me definitely. Like I said, I want to do the one with the entire squad. That that's just something that I feel that we need to do. I hope everyone's on board for it, or at least everyone that's on board for it. I think Nick would be Mr. Wrestling 101.
Yup.
Uh, WWE High Heel would most likely be. Um, I don't see why the other two wouldn't. I guess I'm not gonna force anyone's hand though. But I'd love to do one with all of us, and we can destroy all of the
I
butt
would
hurts.
really like it. And yep. But we can't talk about Ryder now because we need to keep that for afterwards when the whole squad's here. I want to bash Ryder when everybody's listening.
Oh man, that's gonna be funny, funny as shit.
Damn right. Fuck Ryder. That's all I'm gonna say. A little tease.
Oh man, Ryder. I don't have a problem with him, but yeah, we're not gonna get onto that until everyone's available. That scheduling's gonna be a bitch for that, I imagine, because WWE High
uh,
Heel's he's always working.
exactly. And we got two European guys in the squad, so two European people, that's gonna be fucked up when scheduling. Um, Plus, half of us aren't going to be on Instagram when all the others are, so it takes I don't know, a half century until everybody even reads what the hell is going on.
Yeah, like and it'd have to be once I don't want to say his name wrong. I remembered. I think it's Darren or Darian. I'm sorry if I botched your name, Ambrose. Nope.
It was Darian.
Is
It
it?
was Darian.
Is it? Okay. I
I,
hope
I
so.
remember.
Yeah, I really hope so. But his internet's out right now. I don't think he has Wi-Fi, so we'd have to wait for that too.
Mhm.
Fuck. See, we've gotten off subject again, and this is just all over the place. But that's more than okay. Uh, what's a great wrestling related topic that we could?
We could talk about the curb stomp being banned and all.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's. I don't see why it is banned. I mean, I understand why it is because they're starting to limit more and more people's move sets as a whole, and you know everything that comes along with that. But the curb stomp, if it's on the seller, if they're getting hurt, it's their fault, in my opinion. Because
Yeah,
I mean, all he really does is run and like put his foot on your head, and then you put most of the force down on it. You're doing all the damage to yourself on the move, essentially.
yeah. There are much more dangerous moves, to be honest, that I would ban before.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. Um. Yeah, and I'm not too torn up over it, but I did think it was funny when they did the Roman Reigns documentary. Like the WrestleMania thing,
mhm.
and when Seth cashed in, they showed him like run all the way up to Roman and put his foot on his head, and then it just takes it to the camera. Like the camera goes to the crowd really quick, and it just doesn't look like it's like okay, we know it happened. There are so many, you could have censored it so many more ways, but the way you went about it was just stupid. I can't help
That's
but to,
vintage WWE.
yeah,
Vintage.
I can't help but to laugh. In the words of Michael Cole, vintage WWE. Uh,
Oh, we could talk about the commentary team
oh
and
man,
how fucking
terrible
dumb
they
they
are.
are.
Booker's
Terrible.
Booker's hilarious to listen to. I love him just because he's,
I agree.
you know,
Booker
he's
is fun.
but he's not good at what he does. Like Booker, no doubt knows wrestling. He knows his shit, but he's just commentating is not the thing for him. He's all over the place, but it's fun. JBL is fun too, but like I wish he was just a straight up heel. He's like, he's all over the place kind. Not all over the place, but he's like, "Oh, Luke Harper destroyed the car of Vince McMahon. Why'd he do that? That was stupid." Now it's like Jerry Lawler, if that would have happened, would have been like, well, he obviously had a reason behind it. If it was heel Jerry or like heel Heenan, these guys knew how to just defend everything that a heel did. And I'm not saying that JBL doesn't know how to do that, but he needs to start.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, one of the best examples for, heel Jerry in full effect, I don't remember which Rumble it was, but I think it was 98 or something. Many little masked guys were going up against each other, and Sonny was like the special guest referee. And then he said the name of one of those guys, and then he said, I don't know what his name was, something with mask in the name. He tried to jump off a 5-inch curb yesterday to commit suicide so he doesn't have to wrestle his opponent. And I died. That's the Jerry I want to have. Like, ruthless, but still, you're going to laugh at it, although it's fucked up.
Right. Jerry's heel Jerry was so great, and people prefer Heyman and Ross over. I don't understand how you could because Heyman's a good commentator, but Ross and Lawler developed like a connection. They developed the chemistry, so they were just
It
able
was
to
like yin and yang.
right. They
Totally
were like,
makes sense.
and so would I mean Taz and Cole were too, and now Cole's
Yeah.
annoying as shit because he's trying to well not trying to be he is the head commentator, but I mean they need a really, really strong heel commentator, and then they need to put that heel commentator with Byron Saxton and let him be face, and let that heel commentator shit all over Byron Saxton because in the end it'll just make him a better commentator.
Let's be honest, you just want Byron to get bashed the whole night, right?
No, no, I want him to become better so he's bearable to listen to because he's gonna be around for a while. I'm assuming, I'm hoping because he's not bad. He's got the voice for it and everything, but like he's missing something and they're trying to make him like a secondary heel guy behind JBL or whatever they're trying to do, and it's just not working. He's just annoying as shit, and it's not like it's not like keeping you entertained with the match. And that's another thing, like Jim Ross and Jerry, they get off topic but it still some way revolve around the match. These guys,
Exactly.
they just like babble to themselves half the time, like, "Oh, did you catch the football game last night? No, I didn't." Blah 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 blah. Hey, guys, we got a match going on. Like, they do that so much now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what I really liked about Ross and Lawler is they would call the match, especially Ross. He would like really call the moves and stuff like that, and then Lawler would say something fucked up, and they would start, fussing about it, like, why don't you get in there, or why don't you do this, or why don't you appreciate that, and it would all revolve still around the match, and it would add to the match and not take away from it or be a waste of time.
Right.
Nowadays when you listen to commentary, it's like I'm trying to look at the match, but you guys are annoying. Dear Lord, stop talking so I can focus, you know?
Right. It's like they're
It's
trying.
terrible.
They're supposed to be adding to the match. Like, they're supposed to be adding the emotional commentary behind it, and it's not like they're not trying to. They're just not successful at what they're doing.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, jeez. Um, let's talk about NXT. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about NXT.
Oh man, I enjoy NXT from a wrestling standpoint, but like I've said previous, I've said it probably 1,000 times now. The show feels rushed to me because it's like a 1 hour time slot, and it's like, okay, we want to give the fans this match and this match and this match tonight, so we're just gonna shove them all down their throat really quick. And I don't mean shove down the throat like shove down my throat in a bad way, like, oh, I feel like this is being forced upon me, but I feel like it's like we have a 1 hour time slot to do this, and we're not gonna do any promo. We're gonna do like a 1 minute backstage promo with one person, and then we're gonna just shoot all these matches out in a row. It's like
Mhm.
wrestling, 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 and it works down there because it's such a small crowd. But I mean, and like I've said again, probably 1,000 times, um, I don't see the point in making it more than an hour because it's developmental. Like if it was its own brand with guys that were gonna stay in NXT, then sure. But because it's developmental, I don't feel that it needs to be more than an hour. I feel like that's
Yeah,
unnecessary.
I agree. I mean, look, well, I love NXT. People probably got me wrong when I posted that meme saying, if you like NXT more than the main roster, you're fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And what I meant by that is, at the end of the day, it's still developmental. You can enjoy it, you can love it, but there's a reason it's called developmental. It shouldn't be as good as the main roster, and it isn't.
Right. They're just
First of
trying.
all, they don't even have 3 hours or anything like Raw does. Second of all, most of those guys are able to wrestle because they've been in the indies before, but let them cut a promo.
Right. I
Half
mean,
of them can't.
they're like Neville. He's a perfect example. Neville's awesome in ring. Like he does shit that I've never. Not gonna lie, because I'm not an indie mark. He does shit that I've never seen. Like I studied up, upon wrestling, but Neville does some incredible shit. But if you give him a mic, the entire crowd will like be like, okay, what, why, what, what's going on?
Exactly.
Neville's talking. This is okay. I mean, not to say that mic skills can be improved upon. It's simple. Just developmental. They need to talk more. I mean,
Exactly. That's where they're supposed to fuck up because you can in developmental, but you shouldn't be fucking up on Raw,
right.
because it's a live show, it's their main show. I mean, shape them, let them wrestle like 10 minutes less, let them talk for once, not always the same guys like Owens that actually can talk.
And
Let
Enzo.
those guys talk that can't.
Yeah. Enzo's his like he has the talking bit when he comes out, the SAWFT so off. He has all that, but like, you know, that gimmick's not going anywhere, but that's not the main focus here. Um just let them, yeah, like you said, give them like 10 minutes less to wrestle. It's not like people are going to be too torn up about it as long as they get to see the matches they want to see. Like even, the pay-per-views are 2 hours for them. And in that time, you pretty much have like those WWE network commercials, which I'm going to say take up maybe 5 minutes of the show. You have maybe 2 minutes, two, three, 4, 5 tops minutes of promos, and the rest is wrestling. But you're supposed to be preparing them for the main roster where it's less wrestling, more entertainment. And I get that you're trying to appease the crowd, but you need to prepare these guys for the main roster.
Exactly. I mean, I totally agree. Look, that's the thing. I mean, there are certain guys on NXT that really need, to get that practice on the mic. For example, Enzo, a great example. He's one of those guys that should wrestle
Yeah,
because
he
he's
can't
only
wrestle.
decent. He should have matches.
Yeah, he should focus less on the mic skills because they're there, whether it's a stupid gimmick or not. He has the mic
Yeah,
skills, but he needs to wrestle because that's, you know, developmental should help. It shouldn't improve upon your strengths. It should help you with your weaknesses.
exactly.
And they're not really, they're kind of capitalizing on that with certain guys, but like Baron Corbin is somebody that they should be focusing on because he could be something special if they gave him, they taught him how to talk and they gave him more time to learn how to wrestle. I'm interested
Hmm.
in Baron Corbin because he's got that vibe to him where it's like, oh, this guy, what's he gonna do? He looks interesting. What's he got going on? But then he gets in the ring and it's clothesline, big boot, clothesline, clothesline, end of days or whatever the name of his move is, and it's like really like, oh, well, he dominated the guy, but what?
But who cares?
Right,
Why should I care? Exact. Look, that's the thing. I mean, a great example is The Undertaker. Guys actually, WWE made him relatable and something you are excited about and something you're like, what's gonna happen tonight? What is The Undertaker gonna do?
right,
And he wasn't able to talk in the beginning, so he had a mouthpiece. So
right.
it only made sense. So you could emotionally start liking that character. Like, oh, I'm starting to dig, The Undertaker and this creepy ass vibe that he's bringing. But with Baron, it's just, Baron's gonna bore you. But he has the same skills that The Undertaker has when it comes to in ring work. It's just that Undertaker made us care, Baron doesn't.
Right, and then Undertaker, as he got older, he learned how to, he learned how to carry matches, and
Wrestle.
yeah, learned more how to, he like you said, wrestle, and like the wrestling can always come along later, but there's almost no development in Baron Corbin. So I mean, and not everyone can succeed. You can't have everybody do the way that you progress the way they should, but I feel Baron Corbin should be one of those guys to progress the way he's supposed to, and they're not.
Exactly.
They're not really paying him
I
enough attention.
um look, that's the thing. I mean, Baron would be so beneficial to the main roster if you think about it. Imagine him going up against guys like Bray. You know
Right.
that if you this would be like Undertaker versus Kane. If you would sell it good,
He's
and if
an
you would make us care, it would be awesome.
he's another guy that can be like an anti-hero where he's not like, because he's got the lone wolf thing going, kind of like how Stone Cold
Yep.
was don't trust anybody, but it's not like a comparable thing, so people aren't going to go, well, he's got the Stone Cold gimmick push going on. It wouldn't be like that. It'd be like he's a lone wolf and Bray wants him to follow the buzzards. He wants him to not be, lone. He wants him to follow him. And maybe we'd see something similar to how Bryan acted like he was a part of the Wyatts or whatever. And Baron, this is all crappy booking off the top of my head except for the idea. But, you see something like that.
Yeah,
I,
totally agree. Or if you would put Bray against Corbin, at least do something with Sister Abigail. Go more in depth about that. Talk more about Sister Abigail instead of boring us about being the new face of Fear, Bray. Do us all a favor and talk about stuff that we don't know about you yet.
he's said that he wants to expand on Sister Abigail. It was like in some interview he did, I want to say late last year, or early this year, that he wants to expand on Sister Abigail, and like there will be a time for it, but WWE's not letting him pull the trigger with it. And he pretty much said Sister Abigail's like a real thing. It's not just some imagination shit that he wandered. He just like oh well, I'm gonna start this backed off Sister Abigail, which isn't real. It's like supposed to be a real thing, and that he's gonna, eventually reveal what it is.
Yeah. I
But
mean, look, imagine that. Imagine he would actually bring out Sister Abigail and she would bring him the victory or something. And she would be one of those crazy, creepy ass bitches like the one from The Ring or something. Just do something like that. We are older, we're not going to believe in it, of course we're not. But those little kids are going to be freaked out. Just
hey,
like
even
just
we
like
can
just
believe
like
in it.
we
All
would
we have,
be.
we can believe in it if we believe. All right, we don't have to believe in it, but if we believe, it's fucking real.
Damn right. Damn right. Believe.
I feel
That's
that's when they
that's
should pull
another
out.
thing.
I feel that's when they should pull out
Always
Sister
genius.
Abigail. I feel that I feel that it should be Bray versus Bo, and he should tell him to fall into Sister Abigail's like clutches or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
And Bo's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm all uppity and Bo leaving. Look what Sister Abigail's done to you. Blah 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 blah. Shit like that. I feel that's what they should do, and that's how they should introduce Sister Abigail. Not to say that
Yeah, that would actually be cool.
not to say that the Baron Corbin thing, but it'd be like an Undertaker Kane vibe thing if they did that, where it's like, what happened to Undertaker's parents? What's Paul Bearer talking about? Like that shit when
Yeah.
when they did all that, and then I guess in the situation, Sister Abigail would be Kane instead of Bo.
You
Because
remember when I said that once that Sister Abigail is Bo because everybody's hitting on him for looking like a woman?
I don't, but that's funny as hell.
Wait, I posted this once and I convinced myself that it would be Bo. Wait. Yeah, right. I said because Bo is wet all the time, and from the back he looks like a girl with his long hair. I said, you know what? Have WWE do something like this. Have somebody hit on Bo, and then Bray not liking it, and then he would show the world like Sister Abigail was Bo Dallas all along, and you guys can't touch her. And then we would, I don't know, get a rape gimmick, sort of like Katie Vick or something.
Yeah, I that one's kind of messy.
Katie, Katie Vick. Oh dear Lord.
The best part of that
Oh,
was like when he was like having sex with a dead body. Booker, when he's like having sex with a dead body. Who the hell has sex with a dead body? And Goldust raises his hand slowly.
yeah, he was holding his hand up.
That's like my favorite anything from that entire storyline. Goldust raising his hand, saying that he's had
uh,
sex with a dead body. What? I was in high school and young and stupid. I think he said something like that.
yeah. Uh, Booker T and Goldust were so funny.
They were,
Oh shit.
and oh man, that brings me to something that I think I talked about it yesterday or the day before. People with similar gimmicks facing off, or similar bookings. How do
That
you
would
feel
be
about that?
boring.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Like, I find I don't think Sting and Undertaker would be that entertaining. Like the build up would be amazing, but the actual match, like the product of it, I don't think it'd be all that great. I think it'd be like a lot of people liked or not Undertaker and Bray this year, and I think that worked because they're similar but different. But Sting and Undertaker
Yeah.
are like the same thing. But Triple H and Sting this year, a lot of people thought that was a really good match, but it was like a nostalgia trip and a spot fest kind of thing. You know,
Thank you.
I didn't enjoy
Thank
it as much
you.
as other people did.
Oh shit. Everybody was so happy about this. It was like this was the greatest thing ever. Like sure it was because you remembered being 5 years old again, watching it.
Right?
That's
You were
why it
like,
was awesome. But if you
oh, I
look
get
at
to.
the match, it was pure bullshit. It wasn't even look at the way Triple H won. One sledgehammer shot.
Right. It was pretty much
That's
like
it.
WCW's worth a pedigree and a sledgehammer shot.
Yeah,
That's what they.
basically.
That's what they've always been worth to us, no matter how much we bought them for. And
Mhm.
I always say that, and people always yell at me for this, but they've mistreated the world heavyweight title. They always have. it's been their tryout title since like okay, not since having it, but like once it left Raw with Batista, it kind of became the tryout title, except for when like Cena held it, and
Yeah, when guys like Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler won it
and
on
even
SmackDown.
even Punk, even Punk, it was a
Yeah.
tryout title for him. Brian, it was a tryout title for him. Sheamus had
Hmm.
already, he had already won the WWE title when he first came onto the roster, but that's only because he's really well, not only because, but he's really really cool with Triple H. So that that's
Yeah.
that entire thing. But on Jeff Hardy, it was a tryout title. All these, and they kept Undertaker around it because it was like, well, we need somebody in this picture to make it not seem like a complete tryout title. So whoever beats Undertaker for the title, they will remain of relevance. They'll, it'll kind of skyrocket them, but it's
Hmm.
still a tryout title. Yeah, and
You know what? Speaking of titles, I'm really curious. I want to hear your opinion on it. Would you rather have a world champion that isn't, on Raw and SmackDown every week, or would you rather have one that, actually defends it?
it depends on who it is. It that like I'm gonna say outside of Brock Lesnar, I want the champion there every week, just about. Unless there's, it's understandable to have a week off or something or a few weeks off, but unless it's Lesnar, because it makes sense with him. It's like if Brock Lesnar was around every week with this depleted, injury-prone roster, and he's destroying everyone. Eventually, he's gonna run out of people to destroy. So,
Yeah.
and I think McMahon said that. Why have him around every week? Because it gets stale, essentially. See,
Hmm.
and that's not to get off subject, but that's something McMahon. People think that he's out of touch, but that statement that he made with that shows that he knows the difference between what is stale and what isn't, and why Cena never, he never changed his gimmick. It
Yeah.
I think I lost in what I'm trying to say here, but he's not out as if he's out of touch, he's not as out of touch as everyone thinks, and everyone should stop giving Triple H credit for everything good that happens on the main roster.
I totally agree. The only thing that I think Vince has, is he has like a 80s mind. He has that great mind for like 80s type of gimmicks that aren't, relatable to people nowadays. And but besides that, when it comes to actual booking and making sense, I mean Vince is still a genius.
Right?
if
You
I
can't.
if I, if I would own the WWE, I would never ever in my life turn Cena heel. Never. The the biggest draw when it comes to merchandise sales and have him turn heel just so half of the people can actually like him.
Yeah, merchandise sales right now as it stands are Austin, Hulk Hogan, and then Cena. Because Hulkamania still runs wild. That is a squad joke, and not many people are going to get that. But Hulkamania is running wild all throughout the IWC and in the WWE universe still, and that's why Hogan is second in merchandise sales. But um, yeah, he draws so much money to the company, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah, if I owned ECW, WCW, neither of them. If I owned either one, I'd be out of business. But if I owned WWE, if I owned WWE, I'd probably still be out of business because most of the shit that Vince comes up with, I'll come up with a good idea every once in a while and post it on Instagram, and people go, "Well, why aren't you working as a booking agent?" I have good ideas sometimes, but I can't produce them on such a consistent basis, like the workers at WWE do, and you can't expect everything to be um 100% golden. Like there was as much as people praise the Attitude Era, everything wasn't always great in the Attitude Era. It wasn't like every
Yeah,
segment was gold,
half
and
of the stuff was terrible if you
it's not
look
like
back at it.
yeah, it's not like every segment was gold or every single match was great. So why complain about it now when there's something bad that happens? Not every Raw was amazing, you know.
Hmm.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have been getting beat by WCW all that amount of time. Um, they had competition back then, so sure, while a bad show was probably better than a bad show today, back then it was a bad show of Raw was better than a bad show today. But still, why complain about it when you could just, hope that in the future, it's not even in the future, next week's will be better. That should keep you, like, a good episode's like, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens next week. Well, a bad episode should be, oh, I still can't wait to see what happens next week because maybe it'll be better, you know? It shouldn't make you
Exactly.
lose interest unless it's been terrible for fucking years. Like, if it's,
It should make you tune in regardless.
right, right, that's pretty much what I was
I,
trying to get at there.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Look, the thing is, I'm actually one of those guys. I like to complain about stuff, but when it comes to Raw, I try to be pretty chill about it. If something, one segment or two, or like 1 hour out of three weren't as good as I wanted them to be, I don't bitch about it, because it doesn't take down for me what those other 2 hours did.
The last thing that
That's
I
the
think
thing with me.
yeah, right. I completely get what you're saying. The last thing I think I completely, totally bitched about was the Ronda Rousey segment at WrestleMania. I don't think I've bitched about anything that hard since then, other than like idiots in the IWC or anything. And nothing related to how bad a show was or how much I didn't like a segment. Because
Hmm.
I felt the segment with Ronda, although it was it was like cool and like, oh, this could set up Ronda versus uh, Stephanie next year or whatever. I just felt it was stupid and a waste of time, and it drug on too long. And looking back at it, it was because they had to shorten the Bray and Undertaker match because of Bray spraining his ankle. But
Hmm.
still, I thought it was a stupid waste of time, and that it was kind of like, it was one giant filler that was a slap in the face. But hey, what are you gonna do? And I was praying that, I was like, oh man, what if Rhonda scrolled too far down my page and saw that? Like, she checked out my page, she liked that picture, and she commented on that other one. So what if she kept scrolling and found that?
Oh dear Lord, I even made a meme that says, "Where were you, give Divas a chance, faggots, when these two fuckers took up 25 minutes?" With a picture of Rock and Ronda.
Right.
Thank God she didn't see this
Oh
one.
man, because
Thank
she
God.
would have beat my ass. Oh
Although it's one of
god.
my dreams to get killed by Ronda, so I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, if it had to be anybody, Rhonda's at the top of the list. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, but I just thought that segment was kind of stupid. It
Yeah, it was just, get the famous person, have The Rock, do his shtick,
uh
and have the heels get beat to create a pop. That's about it.
it was I'm gonna have to correct you. It was Dwayne. The Rock unfortunately
Oh,
passed away a few
I'm
years ago
sorry.
in that car accident. He
I forgot.
yeah,
I
it's
forgot.
Dwayne, that fucker that
So,
tries to look just like The Rock though. The Rock was
mm,
never that big or you know,
The Rock had even a worse sense of fashion. So,
and he
Rock,
wasn't
if you hear me, R.I.P.
he also wasn't bald, so I don't. This Dwayne fucker that's posing as a member of that, that great family. Fuck you, Dwayne. Anyway,
Damn right. By the way, do you remember those sideburns Rock had?
oh yeah. I
Oh
mean, it
shit.
added to the character though. Um, you hear about? Do you know who Stephen Amell is?
No.
He plays. I don't know which superhero he plays. I believe he plays like one of the superheroes on like a show. On it
Uh
comes
huh.
on network TV. He's set to wrestle Stardust at SummerSlam.
Ah,
Yeah,
that arrow fucker.
yeah. He's gonna.
Ah,
Yeah, how do you feel about
I
that?
remember.
How do you feel about that? I missed that entire segment. I have no idea what happened, but one of my buddies at work was like explaining to me that Stephen Amell wanted to get in the ring. You know, he wanted to do some stuff with WWE. So when they announced it, it wasn't like a surprise to me. But
Ugh,
yeah. How do you feel about
Jesus,
that?
it was so dumb. It wasn't even cool or anything. No, no beating up, nothing. You know, Stardust did his shtick where he would walk, on top of the fucking barrier thing, and then
Right.
the guy from Arrow stood up, looked at him, said some shit. Stardust went down, went in the ring, and I think he lost. That's about it.
Oh, that's stupid.
It's dumb. I mean, who look if you actually think about it from a selling standpoint, like how many people who are WWE fans are Arrow fans, and how many people who are WWE and Arrow fans want to see their superhero go up against Stardust out of all people.
Right. I mean, I feel bad for Cody still because he's stuck in that stupid ass gimmick, and I kind of feel like it's, him that wants to do it, but still. Why not Cody if anyone? Or why. I don't like these celebrity matchups anyway, like, you know,
Mm.
putting a celebrity in a match, I feel
When
it's.
was the last time a match that involved the celebrity actually fighting was good?
Uh, I, I, I want to say Mayweather, maybe, and that's only because it was funny to
Versus the
watch.
Big Show. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that only because it was funny to watch him beat the Big Show.
Yeah. I mean,
But
anything that involves Big Show losing is cool to me. So, oh
um,
shit, what about Chris Jericho and Mike Tyson versus I think DX on Raw or something?
I don't even remember that. I remember it resulted in Jericho getting punched for real, but
Yep, he got knocked the fuck out.
yeah, and that was
Yep.
that was in some way payback for him punching Michael's wife, but but
Oh
yeah, I don't
shit.
remember anything from that match. I just remember him getting punched at the end of it.
Mm,
He played
totally
Mike.
agree.
He played Mike Tyson's Punch Out and lost. Um,
Oh shit.
uh,
By the way, you know what? This just came to mind, and I don't even know why or anything. But we were talking about Stardust, and he had a couple of matches against R-Truth in the
right,
recent weeks, right?
right.
And R-Truth isn't doing anything. The Miz isn't doing anything. Why not team them up again?
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad of an idea.
Awesome Truth was beyond great. They were hilarious. They were most of the times during the year of 2011. They were the highlight for me.
I just remember the one segment where it was like Riley, Randy, Riley, Randy, Riley, Randy, Riley, Jimmy.
Oh shit.
Oh man, that was great. That our truth is
Uh,
underrated as hell. Honestly,
I love
like
R-Truth. He's awesome.
he is, and that's the truth. But
That's the whole truth.
oh man, let's wrap things up here. Uh, got anything else you want to, some closing shit that we can talk about, or one, like
Uh,
one final thing?
well, I could talk about, since we were talking about nostalgia a lot, just public service announcement for all of you. Wrestling doesn't change, you do. Stop comparing this shit to the past because they're doing the same shit now that they've been doing 10 years ago, just with other people.
Yep.
So enjoy it and shut up. Just enjoy.
In the immortal words of Triple H, first off, shut up.
Shut up.
All right,
Trish
man.
is the man.
Well, Thomas,
Oh,
it was great doing this podcast with you, and
I loved loved it.
I enjoyed every second of it. I look forward to having you on in the future, man. But for now, we are out.